guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Temptation's Ballad. So let's pick it up right back in the church where we left off. Guys, please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes. Let me detain you, and let's jump right in. Alarm changer up, and let's go. Alright. You're a very busy man. It would be irresponsible of me to take up too much of your time. Grank laughed and clapped her playfully on the back. Ha ha ha! Worry not. I always have a moment to spare for my finest pupil. I overheard that whole wretched conversation. Relax, young'un. Your mother frets way too much. Here's a little something to cheer you up. I was selling these fresh cinnamon chocolate chip cookies from the bakery in the market district. Help yourself. Artemis' stomach rumbled as she watched Grank pull out a fresh box that filled the air with a pleasant sugary scent. She shook her head nervously. Thank you, Knight Commander, but I must refuse. As the Creator's chosen, I must resist such worldly indulgences. Ah, come on. You used to love these. I am no longer a child, Knight Commander. I must act as a true Holy Knight should. Well, I'm the commander of the Holy Knights, and I snack all the time. Well, that is very different. Knight Commander, you're an adult. You have things all figured out already. Ha! Greg nearly choked on a chocolate chip. Mother says I must get my act together. I will be a disappointment and shame to the title of the Creator's chosen. Greg hummed cheerfully and tossed the box of cookies into Artemis' face. His deep laughter echoed through the main hall as Artemis scrambled to catch it before any pastries scattered onto the floor. Well, as the Knight Commander of the Church, I outrank your all-powerful mother, and I command you to loosen up and have a little fun, all right? It's difficult when the eyes of the world are watching your every move, but remember to be kind to yourself. I suppose. Artemis popped a small cinnamon cookie into her mouth. There you go. The rich, sweet flavors flooded her senses. A small smile spread across her face. She rarely had the opportunity to enjoy such treats within the confines of the cathedral. Ah, there's that smile. It's good to see my favorite pupil happy for once. Thank you, Knight Commander. Oh no, don't bow to me. Don't bow at me. Relax. I'm just expressing gratitude for your kindness. You're a very busy man with an endless number of tasks. You really shouldn't be wasting your limited time on me. There's no such thing. Speaking of my many tasks, I happened to overhear your conversation with Bishop Katrina earlier, and I believe I possessed the solution to your woes. Grank fumbled through his bag and pulled out a handsome leather box. I, Grank Stormburn, Knight Commander of the Holy Church, have a mission for you. Really? The cookie box clattered to the floor as Artemis hastily gave a formal salute. A half-eaten chunk fell from her mouth and streaked a line of melted chocolate across her armor. I gladly accept, but what about Mother? I mean, Her Excellency's orders. Like I said before, I completely outrank her. I also completely agree with you. As the Creator's chosen, you'll need some experience with the world outside the Church District if you're going to be a worthy protector. So let's start off with a simple yet very important mission, shall we? Grank slowly opened the leather box. Ooh, that's fancy looking. Artemis gasped. Inside was an elegant black obsidian crown, its surface shimmering like the night sky. Encrusted upon its facade were 4 gleaming red rubies, their finely polished surfaces gleaming with freshly spilt blood. This was surely no ordinary piece of jewelry. Your task is to deliver this package to the prince at the royal palace. Apparently His Highness ordered this black crown to be specially made for his collections and whatnot. It should be a fairly simple task, but it'll be your first time stepping outside of the Church District. Why not use this chance to get familiar with the city that you're supposed to be protecting? Go out and explore a bit. There's no rush. There's lots of great snack foods in the southern part of the market district. I am honored to be tasked with such an important mission. Thank you so much, Knight Commander. She gingerly held the small leather box and frowned. Excuse my ignorance, but why are we not addressing the Princess His Majesty? Ah, yes. The young prince is technically the ruler and true king of Axia ever since our late king and queen passed away several weeks ago. Creator bless their souls. His Highness has decided to spend a year studying under the royal advisors and thoroughly learn his duties before attending a true coronation ceremony. The poor boy is still grieving over his parents' recent deaths. To think the kingdom expects him to take their place so readily. Grant shook his head. In any case, make sure this package gets to the royal palace by the end of the day. Are you ready? Artemis nodded furiously. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for this honor, Knight Commander. Excitement bubbled up in Artemis' chest as she clutched the handsome leather box. This was the perfect chance to explore the world she was destined to protect. As unfamiliar with the outside world as she was, this was just a simple delivery. What could possibly go wrong? What could go wrong, you say? Oh god, everyone's moving. Oh, oh. Oh, no, yes. Oh, no. Oh god. What is she doing? Poor girl. Am I supposed to do something? Oh, okay. Oh, she just... Okay, so she's basically just wandering around everywhere. Adventurers Guild. Okay, so these two are gonna meet. Sweet. The Adventuring Guild lobby was bustling with activity as Cole weaved between the crowd and made his way to the bulletin board. Why did everyone here have to be so goddamn tall? He could barely see the job postings from all the way down here. The crowd was packed like a school of sardines. Cole had to forcefully squeeze his way to the front. He was pretty sure someone smacked his ass on his way over, not that he was complaining. Cole squinted at the bulletin board. Complete an Adventuring Guild job and bring home some booty. Right. Easier said than done, Papa. Most of these jobs asked for an adventuring party of 2 or more people. He supposed he could drag one of Papa's men from the Bonebreakers to help him out, but he couldn't cast any magic with them around, or they'd surely tattle to Papa. Cole could perhaps avoid casting magic on the job, but then he'd be fairly useless and the men would tell Papa he was a lazy freeloader. Ugh, what a pain. Cole squeezed his way back out of the crowd. A few lecherous men cupped his ass on his way out as well, their hands caressing under the thin cloth holding his small loincloth together. Cole grinned and reveled in the attention. All the men in the Bonebreakers were fairly open with their wants and desires, and Cole was no different. Had he not been busy worrying about his task for the day, he might have even given a few of the adventuring men in the guild a little more attention. Cole smacked his own face and shook his head furiously. Now's not the time to get horny! Focus! I can't go home tonight empty-handed and disappoint Papa. What should I do? His ears suddenly perked up at the sound of bemused mumbles. The receptionist at the corner groaned as she stared towards the Adventurers Guild entrance. Why the long face, pal? Hello again, Cole. I hope you're not offering services to adventurers under the tables again. I refuse to clean up another one of your messes. Aw, that was one time! I'm on my best behavior today! Anyway, what's up? The receptionist sighed. It's nothing, really. That suspicious fella is lurking at our front door again. He's usually outside ogling our adventurers as they come in, but today he's actually inside talking to people. Doesn't look like he's having much luck, though. The Adventuring Guild doesn't have time to deal with fanboys. Who are you talking about? That tall badger by the entrance. See him? The one who looks like he's having a breakdown? You don't say. Oh, God. Aww. He's a cutie. A tall badger was indeed lurking by the guild entrance, watching all the adventurers strolling by with wild admiration. He was buzzing with nervous energy and begging for the ear of anyone who strolled past. Too bad he could barely string together a coherent sentence through his anxious stammering. Cole strained to hear what he was blabbering about as he approached. Hello, is anyone here looking for a new party member? I might not have much experience, but I'm a pretty tough dude. Nobody? I promise I'll work hard. Anybody? The tall badger's shoulders slumped as his pleas continued to be ignored. Poor guy. Wow. That's gotta be the saddest display I've ever seen. Huh? Dude, if you're gonna try to sell yourself to an adventuring party, at least put a little backbone into it. Stop stammering. Stand up straight, puff that big chest of yours, and talk like you own the place. Nobody's gonna hire a second-guessing greenhorn unless they're planning on paying you with exposure. Oh, right! The badger scrambled to straighten his posture self-consciously. Cole quietly whistled. Not that he could see him up close. This badger did have a very nice chest. Not bad looking at all. Sorry, I'm kind of new around here, so it's a little nerve-wracking. I just really need to join somebody's adventuring party, or else I'm going to be stuck doing commoner apprenticeships and rot away at a scribe's office for the rest of my life. Eh? Cole squinted and scratched his chin thoughtfully. What's your name, kid? Kid? The name's Sid Shrikewood. Nice to meet you. The guy looked like a real simpleton. A little desperate, with more enthusiasm than sense, not to mention very inexperienced. And probably very easy to push around, Cole thought to himself with a sneer. A small plan started forming in his head. Well, kid, my name's Cole Bonebreaker. The badger's jaws dropped. Bonebreaker? As in Marrow Bonebreaker? The strongest mercenary captain in all of Axia? Yep, that's my papa. Oh. Sid peered down at him doubtfully. I thought you'd be a little taller. Excuse you? It's not very smart to be rude to someone who's about to offer you a deal. Huh? What sort of deal? Cole crossed his arms with a grin. You wanted to join an adventuring party, huh? Why don't you form one with me? Wait, really? An inexperienced greenhorn like you would be pretty useless on the market. I can refer you to my papa's mercenary company. We'll set you up with some combat training and equipment. You probably don't even have a weapon, right? Do you? Sid was practically vibrating with excitement. You'd really do that for me? Working for Marrow Bonebreaker of all people? This is all a dream come true. Cole pressed a finger to his lip to shush him. He leaned close to the badger, his face twisting into a sly smirk. And in return for my great generosity, you're gonna work directly for me. All your work, payment, and jobs are to go through me before going to anybody else in the Adventuring Guild or Bonebreaker Mercenary Company. Understood? The badger nodded furiously with a grin, obviously too excited to even think through the details. This was going to be easier than he thought. Whatever you say, you're the boss! I'm happy to do any kind of adventuring work you've got. Oh! I love the characters and their enthusiasm in this. Anything you need to get done, Sid Shrekwood's got your back, boss. Hello, thumbnail. Cole chuckled. Good. Good. Cole leaned forward and beckoned Sid to come closer with a waggle of a finger. He pulled the tall badger down to his face level, and the two of them so close that their noses almost touched. Sid gulped nervously. Yeah? What's up, boss? Listen here, Sid Shrikewood. While you're working with me, there's going to be a few hard rules in place. The first of which is this. I can cast magic. If you ever mention a word of this to my papa or anyone in the Bonebreaker Mercenary Company, I will snuff out any chance you have of being a half-decent adventurer like the world's most pathetic candle. Follow my directions, and I can guarantee your future as an adventurer will be filled with success and glory. Sound like a fair deal? Despite the sheer size difference between the two, Sid visibly shuddered as he nodded slowly. Of course! Sounds simple enough. You're the boss! Glad we are in agreement. Cole was practically grinning ear to ear as he led the nervous badger towards the Adventurers Guild reception desk. This might actually work out better than I thought, Cole mused cheerfully. The next hour of Sid's morning was spent in a dizzying blur. He could feel his heart throbbing with excitement when this little hyena dragged him to the Adventuring Guild's reception to register themselves as a new adventuring party. Sid barely paid any attention during all the boring paperwork talk at the front desk. The idea of working with the son of Marrow Bonebreaker of all people was too ludicrous to even hope for, but here he was. His first morning of being an official adventurer was spent beside the son of his idol. Sid felt giddy just thinking about it. The kid was a lot scrawnier than he imagined, though. Nothing about him really screamed son of the greatest and most heroic mercenary of all time. Mom always said to never judge people by their appearance, though. Who knows, maybe this little guy was a hero in the making. Come on, kid, you ready for your first adventuring job? Of course. What do you have in mind? Are we gonna go catch some bandits? Protect an heir from the nobility? Slay some demons? Sid's excitement immediately deflated. Why am I spending hours loading crates onto a wagon? This isn't what I signed up for. More importantly, why aren't you helping? Little snores rumbled from inside the wagon as his new boss yawned and stretched. Cole Bonebreaker was lazily sprawled across the seat like a basking cat, cheerfully plucking his loot while Sid heaved another heavy load of cargo into the wagon. Hey, who's the boss of our little adventuring party again? You're the one who agreed to these terms. My twig arms wouldn't be very helpful here anyway. I know, I just figured we'd be out in the city doing cool adventuring stuff instead of mundane labor. Sid remembered the crushing disappointment when Cole pulled the most boring-looking job from the Adventuring Guild bulletin board. Delivery help needed. Transport cargo from Craftsman Square to Shop in Town Square. Wagon will be provided. And so the next hour was spent loading crates of arcane crystals to transport to Soul's arcane curiosities in the town square. Cole sat up and stretched leisurely with a yawn. Well, first of all, what did you expect? This is a job, and like all jobs, it's gonna be boring as hell sometimes. This ain't a fairy tale. Cole glanced at him skeptically. Plus, I ain't bringing an untrained greenhorn on a dangerous mission right off the bat. Today, we're gonna take things nice and easy. Bring home a little coin and avoid being a disappointment. Capiche? Sid's shoulders slumped without a pout. I just thought this was a good chance to get away from my commoner life. His new boss sighed almost pitifully. Hey, keep your chin up, kid. You're still doing a real important job here. We're acting as guards for all this cargo in case someone tries to steal stuff. Crime's been on the rise ever since the king and queen croaked. And the city watch is useless, as usual. Having a big buff guy like you at the helm does wonders for our safety. I can't do this without you. You're also pretty easy on the eyes. Sid couldn't help but perk up at the praise, though he wasn't sure what Cole mumbled under his breath. Really? You mean it? Sure. Why not? Now hurry up and load up the rest of that cargo. Will do, boss. In fact, I've just finished. The whole wagon shook as Sid hoisted the last wooden crate into the back. Cole squinted. The shopkeep gave us a wagon but no horses. How are we supposed to haul all this junk to the town square? Sid stared at him blankly. What are you talking about? This is a horseless carriage. It's powered by magic. Cole's face lit up and he immediately scampered to the front of the wagon like a child enticed by candy. Magic? Really? How does it work? Sid scratched his head as he hopped onto the wagon next to his boss. What a strange little guy. You really don't know? Pretty much everyone uses arcane crystals for this kind of thing these days. Even folks who don't have talent for magic like me can use them. Sid gently tapped a crystal embedded into the wood of the wagon. Suddenly the crystal hummed with a gentle glow. A sharp, almost citrus scent of magic filled their noses as the wheels of the wagon slowly moved on its own, carrying its passengers and cargo down the street. Cole watched him with utter fascination. Wait, you're telling me everyone uses these crystals doohickeys nowadays? I mean, yeah? One second, guys. Axie is the kingdom's biggest exporter of arcane crystals, after all. The royal family got their riches from mining them at the base of Mount Zenithar. I'm surprised you've never used one before. Cole scowled and flopped onto his back as their wagon slowly rolled down the cobblestone street. Oh god, sneeze. Oh, goodness, must be. No, sorry about that. Papa's a real old-fashioned magic hater. Nobody in the guild's allowed to do anything magic-y without Papa grilling their ass for an hour. And not in a fun way. Magic is such a widespread thing, though. Heck, even my mom knows a little and casts a few simple cantrips to help clean the kitchens. You can do magic too, right? Are you gonna get in trouble if Marrow finds out? Cole groaned and buried his face in his hands. In all honesty, probably not. Papa's gonna get that disappointed look on his face, but pretend everything's great and I'm perfect the way I am, blah, blah, blah. But he'd still be disappointed on the inside. The same way he's disappointed his son grew up to be a weak and spineless pipsqueak, despite the fact that he's given me everything a father could possibly give. That's even worse than him hating me. At least I could call him an asshole if he's angry. Aw, but I hear Marrow Bonebreaker's such a big loving guy. I'm sure if you have a chat with him, he'd understand. Short Hyena scowled at him. Hey, you're supposed to be working for me, not be my life coach. Keep your eyes on the road. Alrighty, yeesh. As their wagon approached a corner, Sid rubbed his palm against the crystal embedded in the wood. The wagon slowly turned right with the motion of his hand. Cole immediately leaned over his lap to get a closer look. Whoa, wait a sec. Let me try driving. Do you just rub the crystal thingy and cart moves with it? Sid suddenly found himself with an overly excited hyena on his lap as Cole curiously prodded the crystal in the wooden floor. Sid's face felt oddly warm. Was he catching something? Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!